Hey, I'm Gilles from Confluent. Have you already been in a situation where there are so many topics in your data streaming platform that you spend a lot of time searching for the data you want to process? If so, you might have a data discoverability problem. Stick around and I'll show you how the data portal in Confluent Cloud can fix it. If you have only a handful of topics, you probably know their names, which team owns them, and you can probably find the fields you're looking for just by browsing the topics around. But once you get in the dozens, it becomes quite hard to remember which one is which, and it's kind of cumbersome to have to open each topic to see what the data looks like or if it contains PII. As a developer, I've often spent a lot of time trying to find the right data that I needed to consume in my applications. I remember documenting which data my team produced in wiki pages. Unfortunately, no one knew where to find the documentation in the first place, and it often went out of date very quickly, so it's not ideal. But today, there's a better way. I'm going to show you how the data portal can make the lives of developers and data practitioners much easier when they want to discover which data is available for consumption. Let's get into a quick demo. I have created a fresh basic cluster with the advanced stream governance package. I've created several topics and produced data in each one to simulate a data streaming platform after a few months in production. The data portal is located in the sidebar for quick access. Let's open it. It displays the recently added and recently modified topics. If you have deployed connectors, there's also a section here which displays source and sync topics grouped by connector. You can tell quickly if all your connectors are running properly or if the data isn't going through because an error occurred or the connector has been paused. Let's view all the topics by clicking on this link. First, you need to select an environment, for example, staging, QA, or production. I can filter by tag or business metadata. We will get to that in a moment. I can also filter by cloud provider, region, cluster, creation date, modified date, and even retention period. I also have some sorting options. I want them sorted by name. Finally, I can type a few characters in the text box, and the matching topic names will show up in the drop-down. I can click the preview icon to get a sneak peek of each topic and check the last message produced and the associated schema. Of course, I can click on any tile below to do the same. But maybe having just the last message might not be enough to have a good sense of what the data looks like. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to query the data with Flink SQL. If I click on the Query button, I can write a Flink query. I'm not limited to just querying the topic I've selected. I can join these two topics together, for example. Note that I am producing data to both topics as I speak, so this query is streaming the results to the UI in real time. Of course, you'll need to be granted access to the data before being able to query it. The required role is developer read. It might have been assigned to you by your environment admin, and that was the case in the example I've shown before. But if it hasn't, it's very easy to request access to a particular topic from the UI. Let me show you how. For example, let's say William from the audit team wants to check out the data in the insurance offer topic. He can request access directly by sending a message to the topic owner, who will receive an email. In this case, the topic owner is me. Once I've received the notification email, I can go to the Access Requests tab in the settings, select the line, and click the Approve Access button. Okay, time to get started organizing and documenting. I'm going to create a tag called PII and assign it to a topic. To add a tag to a topic, click on a tile and then View Topic next to the topic name. You can now select the tag that you want to assign to this topic. Let's add a description to why we're at it. If I go back to the Data Portal homepage and click on the PII tag, it will only display topics which have this tag. Tags are great for categorizing, but at times you would like to have a way to add some additional information to your topics. That's exactly what business metadata are for. The difference with tags is that business metadata have attributes in the form of key value pairs. You can give a value to each key when assigning the business metadata to an entity, such as a topic, a schema, or even an environment. First, let's head over to the environment and create a business metadata object called domain with a name, a team owner, and a Slack channel attributes. Next, we're going to assign it to a topic. In the data portal, I'm going to search for the insurance customer activity topic. Okay, let's see. Name is the contracts domain. Team owner is contracts engineering, and contracts-eng is the Slack channel in which the team can be reached out. If I go back to the data portal page, I can now filter by this business metadata. For example, I can show only the topics who belong to the contracts domain. Likewise, I can display only the topics who belong to the authors domain. Now, it would be a bit cumbersome to add dozens of tags and business metadata for each environment and assign them to topics or schemas via the UI. There are two additional ways to do that. You can either use the Confluent Cloud API, for example using curl in a shell script or in a Python program. But it's even better to use a declarative approach using Confluent Cloud Terraform provider. It's the recommended approach in a production setup, and it works particularly well as a CI/CD step. I have used the template available in the Terraform provider GitHub repo to import all Kafka resources from my cluster into a Terraform file. Here are my insurance-related topics, plus all other topics. I can now create additional tags or business metadata, associate them to topics, and run Terraform apply. Now, with a little effort, I've added more tags and business metadata via Terraform. It will document and help teams quickly discover the data they need. I have 5 more tags to clearly identify which topics are data products, which ones have sensitive data, and which ones are deprecated. Speaking of deprecation, I've even added a deprecation notice business metadata, which indicates when a topic has been retired or will be retired, and which topic people should use instead. So even if folks missed a memo, it's right there for them to see, on the topic itself. As you can see, Data Portal brings visibility into what data exists, and makes it much faster for teams to build new streaming applications and pipelines. It's available in Confluent Cloud for users with a stream governance package enabled in their environments. Alright, if you have any question about the Data Portal, put them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe to support this content. And if you want to deep dive into data streaming with Apache Kafka or stream processing with Apache Flink, check out our YouTube channel and the courses on developer.confluent.io. Thank you for watching and see you next time.